Hey, welcome back guys to part 19. Yeah, back onto Death Stranding 2. This very quick game to platinum, Peko. We're going to come over to the DHV terminal. We're going to check for any shared locker, check for any shared cargo in the shared locker for the Motherhood, because that's who we're doing next. We're going from the Motherhood over to the Pioneer and then back here again, and I'm going to warp to F2. Yeah, I have a lot of cargo there, my private locker. I do eventually start entrusting that just because I've got too much built up. Yeah, I start getting rid of it all, and then I start kind of taking it out from shared locker, but only when I need it. Just so I don't have private lockers with millions of cargo inside them. Just in case there is a cap. So yeah, you check your shared locker, see if there's any cargo for the Motherhood. Going to come over to the Motherhood terminal next. Yeah, we just completed that weapon fabricator mission back in the weapons factory where we had to defeat all the mechs. Yeah, so this next main order, you have to collect some cargo from that mule camp from a few videos back and then deliver it to the mechanic. Yeah, we're not going to be completing the quest in this video, but we want to take it out anyway. Yeah, what you'll find with some main orders is as you take a new main order, new standard orders might appear, or sub orders, and also when you complete that order, it might make some new orders appear. So if I take an order but don't specifically do it in that video, you want to take it as well, especially if it's a main order. Because like I say, if you don't take it and I do, and we get to a prepper and you find there's not an order available for you, which is for me, that's probably why, guys, because you did not take out the main order. But yeah, that's the main order, guys. Retrieve the coffin. Take that one out, and like I said, we'll complete it a few videos or two from now. Yeah, we want to grab some lost cargo for the Pioneer. There'll be 3 pieces. The reason we want to bring the Pioneer online now is because there are standard orders, which can appear for him, but they will not appear until you bring him online for the first time. And you have to bring him online by finding this lost cargo. Yeah, so there'll be 2 pieces over here. Yes, these lost cargo appears after completing that previous mission. Was it mission 28? Yeah, after completing that one. The weapons factory. So you got 1 outside and 1 inside this ruins. Yeah, so grab these 2. Then there'll be 1 more, and that's kind of back near that nearby monorail. We're going to grab that. Hopefully, I mean, if you could find 1 more piece, you could probably push the Pioneer over to, I think, level 2 or 3, if you had 1 more piece, because we're just a very tiny bit off. But these are the only ones I've been able to find without driving too far out of the way. I mean, you might not even be able to find any more anyway until you bring them online for the first time. Yeah, so that one over there you can see. Yeah, try not to damage your cargo. It's very precious. That's it, we've got what we need, guys. Let's head back to the DHV and get ready for this next journey. On the way to the Pioneer, we're actually going to take out some resins, special alloys, metals and some ceramics, because we're going to upgrade the monorail, or sorry, build them, the monorail, 1 road paver and the mine. Yeah, monorail, road paver and the mine. If you don't do this now, you're probably not going to have enough space in order to do all the road pavers along that stretch all at once. All the road pavers, including the one we're going to be doing in this video. Yeah, if you try to do every single one at once on that stretch in the desert, you're not going to have enough. That's why we're doing a little bit now. I'm going to do it a little bit probably in the next video or 2. So yes, what you want, yes, you want a bike without the battery packs on the side, guys, because you need the space. You can take a truck if you want to. I just don't like the truck in the desert at the moment because it's not very good at climbing the steep hills in the desert. It's really slow. I did notice a bike out here with no batteries on, so I'm just going to grab this one. Yeah, thank you, buddy, for leaving that. Peko. Yeah, so the materials you want resin times 1040. Take a little bit more if you want, but this should be enough. You can always open your map and check how much you need for yours. Remember, we're doing that mine the monorail nearest to it, and also the road paver nearest to it. So 3 things we're going to be building right now. So like I say, resin times 1040, special alloy times 1020, metal times 400, and ceramics times 480 as well. Now with the special alloy and the resin, you should be able to get all them into 2 if you build it right. Remember, you can get more inside 1 container, but you have to make sure you've got just a little bit lower than 2 full containers weight limit. So for example, you got resin 320 for 1 extra large. If you got another one 320, they won't fit in together. But if you got, for example, 320 and 319, yes, literally that will fit in together. I mean, you're probably never going to have that much. It'll probably be like 310 or 300, for example. But yeah, if you get 300 and like 320, you'll be able to cram all them into 1 if you auto arrange your cargo. Yeah, it has to be like literally just before the limit of 2 pieces of cargo, just before that limit. Then you can squeeze it all into 1, and that's what you might have to do here, because otherwise, like I say, you're not going to fit it all on your bike and your backpack. I mean, you could get possibly quite lucky. You could need a little bit more than what I need, or a lot less. But on all my accounts, I've always needed the same amount. I think what happens sometimes, as you progress the main story, there's probably certain points where the game lets more materials in. That's what I think happens. Yeah, so some roads, if you try to upgrade them as soon as possible, you know, when you first bring that area online, it requires more. But if you progress the story a little bit more, I think the game allows some road pavers to get a little bit more contributed towards them. I'm not quite sure how it works. The only way to find out would be to go through the whole game without touching any roads or mines or monorails at all. I'm not going to do that yet. I mean, maybe in the future, but it would be nice if somebody went through a story without touching anything, and then at the end of the main story, look at everything that's been built, how much, then you know exactly how much you have to contribute to things. But yeah, that don't really apply to this, guys, because we're building everything along the way. So yes, the ceramics 480, you should be able to fit all them into 1. Yeah, building these 3 here, guys. You see the cost now. Yeah, the ceramics 480, you can fit all them into 1. Just take out like 320 and 160, and then auto arrange. The metals 400, self-explanatory. So that's how much you can fit in 1 container anyway. You know, as standard. Special alloys, you've got 480, 480, and then you would need 60. So what you do, you take out 2 480s and then the 60, and then auto arrange, and that 60 will cram into 1 of them. And then for the resin, 1040. You'd probably take out 2 320s. Yes, so 320 times 2. And then you probably put like 160 and 80 in 1. And what would that be? That would be, so 520 we need in each. So yeah, you take out 320 and then fit 200 into each one. Then that'll be enough. Yes, you should be able to get all that into 5 containers. Yes, you'll be able to get all that into 5 containers, guys. I mean, I've got 5 on my back as well. So I've got 3 pieces of cargo for the Pioneer, and I've got 5 containers. Where if you try to do that normally, without cramming all the cargo into 1 container, you're probably looking at 9 containers. Yeah, 9. I mean, there wouldn't be 9 full. You probably get like 7 or 8 big ones, and then probably 2 smaller ones. They're too large. But yeah, I've managed to cram all that into 5 containers, which I've been able to fit it all on my bike. So let's do the road first, because that's the first thing we come across. Remember, make sure you do this road, this monorail, and the mine. We're going to do the other roads in the desert later on. Yep, so on your bike. I've not seen many people talk about this, you know, about being able to cram more materials into 1 container. The game does tell you, I believe there is a tutorial or something. Yeah, it does tell you somewhere. But yeah, I've not seen many gamers talk about it. You know, when you get like all these little tip threads or you know, tips you should have known before you played it, etc, etc. But they all just seem to be like very, very basic tips, which you're going to find out yourself anyway. But yeah, things like this I don't see mentioned that much. I mean, they're not all like it. I mean, some of them are pretty good. Just some of it be like 10 tips I wish I knew before I played the game. And the first few tips would be like, by the way, did you know you could press cross to jump? You know, just very basic things like that. But yeah, most of them are pretty good. But yeah, there's that tip I just mentioned a moment ago. I did have a lot of others I probably shared along the way, just forgot most of them. Sending cargo on monorails, you know, like order cargo. The tip about if you leave cargo in Sherlock on the DHV and warp, there's no penalty. That's another tip. The tips about how combat and stealth points work. You know that it's like a limit, and you could actually just leave cargo somewhere, warp to where it's an easy combat area, take out their enemies, get easy points. So that gets you a lot of points. You can only get combat and stealth points during orders. Yeah, that's a good tip to know, which a lot of places don't point out. Grass is very, very useful to hide in. This just makes enemies, for some reason, it just makes their eyesight completely, well, it makes them really blind when you're in grass. For some reason, they just find it really difficult to spot you if there's grass involved. Yeah, they're not very good at looking at green. Yeah, things like that, you know. Yeah, you don't see things like that mentioned. It's normally like press X to jump, or when on a bike, L2 is brake, if you didn't know about that. But yeah, things like that. But yes, so we've done the roads, the monorail, and the mine. They are all online now. Right, over to the Pioneer. Let's get him up to rank 1. Yeah, like I say, if you don't bring him online now, then orders will not appear for him. There might be 1 or 2 orders much later in the game which might appear without bringing them online. But I know there's an order at the mechanic, and that doesn't appear unless you bring him online right now. Because I did try it, because I was thinking that because when you bring this lost cargo, it doesn't really do much for him really. I mean, it gets him online, but it doesn't really give him many likes. So I was hoping to do the mechanic order first to bring him online, but it doesn't appear if you did not bring this lost cargo to him to begin with. So yeah, that's why we're doing this. Yep, here she is. Yeah, if you try coming here in the truck, it takes a long time to get over that steep hill we just went over. Right, deliver and report. Yeah, deliver the box of Peko. Yeah, so you can get him, if you're lucky, you could get him to almost 2 stars. Like I say, you probably need like 1 or 2 pieces of cargo to push him over to 2. So yeah, over to, into the 3rd star. But yeah, these things we still need to build for the all structures trophy for building everything. I'm going to wait a little bit until later when we've got a final structure unlocked, which is probably going to be a cargo catapult, and we'll start building things we haven't built yet. Yeah, check the shared locker, see if there's anything decent in there. Yeah, I'm going to take out some crystals. He's got a 200 in there for me. Yeah, so he's got an order back to the Motherhood. Order 422, standard order. We are going to do this, of course, make sure it's on casual. You can, if you want, you could build a PCC level 2 and just walk back. But I'm going to complete a standard order. Yeah, so standard order 422 back to the Motherhood. Yeah, let's crack on. So back across the desert. Then once we get back there, guys, we're going to warp to F2. We're going to complete an order which is going over to Northern Environmental Observatory. Then we're going to warp back to the government base, guys, and upgrade the ceramics mine. Yes, upgrade the ceramics mine, because we're going to need quite a lot of ceramics going forward. Yeah, so we want to get that upgraded so we can start building ceramics for us. Yeah, you might find a bit of lost cargo on the way from Motherhood. You can grab that, of course. Yeah, I just really wish I knew how the entrusting limit works. Yeah, I wish they gave us more information on that. Because I'm at this point in the game where I can't decide if I should be entrusting all the cargo or leaving it in there and just taking out what I need when I need it, or put it all in the private locker for later in the game. I just can't decide which to do. So you're probably going to find me switching between them both. Yes, lost cargo there for data scientist, grab that. Yes, lost cargo for a data scientist. We can leave it in the Motherhood private locker, ready for later. Yeah, when we do the grind at the end of the game, we are going to be going everywhere, all over the place. So don't worry about leaving lost cargo in a private locker, even if it's somewhere not particularly close to that location, because you're likely going to come across this terminal at some point as you make your way somewhere else with an order on your back. Yeah, it's going to deliver all this cargo to the Motherhood. Yeah, don't get too many likes. Yeah, but she's in her final star, so I don't really need to worry at the moment about delivering stuff separately. Right, it's shared locker, of course. Yep, nothing really for me. Yeah, so I keep taking everything out, but yes. Taking it out and entrusting it if it's not going anywhere that I'm going to be going to nearby or soon. Yes, that lost cargo for data scientist. I should have left it in there. Yeah, so I left all that in the private locker. Right, so back on the DHV, I'm going to warp to F2 South Depot. Yeah, you don't have to get off your vehicle, you can just stay on it, just get on the DHV, even if you're on your vehicle still. Open up the map, guys, hold cross to open up the warp menu, and then warp over here, guys, to F2 South Depot. Yeah, I sent an order here earlier. If you remember, we took an order out from the Dowser for the Northern Environmental Observatory. Then we drove to the mine behind the Dowser and we sent it over to F2 on the monorail. I want to deliver that order now. Yeah, so I've got loads of cargo in here. You can check if there's any for the Northern Environmental Observatory, or you could even check if there's any for like Animal Shelter, Rainey's Shelter or Rainbow Valley. So that's nearby. But later on we're going to be driving from F1 Westford Knot past. We're going to be driving past Rainbow Valley and Rainy Shelter. So any cargo for them, you might want to send it to F1 Westford Knot, ready for later. Yeah, you'll get a main order later and you can't warp with it. You have to take it on a vehicle or on foot. Yeah, so I took out any cargo for these. Yeah, you've got the inventor as well. Yeah, take out any cargo for the inventor, Westford Knot, F2, and North Environmental Observatory as well. And then you can bring that down here with you. Cargo for Westford Knot, you can, like I say, you can send it over there on the monorail. North Environmental Observatory, we'll go there in a second. Yeah, this guy actually levels up quite easy, if I'm honest. I mean, he needs almost 10,000 likes. I think it's about 9,500 likes this guy needs to get to max rank. Yeah, about 9.5. But we'll get him to max rank, we'll get the inventor. Yeah, without too much trouble. Yeah, so take everything out for shared locker. Remember, this depot has a lot of materials in the shared locker, because of course they mine it. Yes, and you can send most of that to Westford Knot if you want to. Yeah, but only cargo for anywhere near Westford Knot. Of course, government base, Lone Commander, for example. Westford Knot is closer to all of them. So if you want to, you can send all that cargo to Westford Knot. The inventor, if you send that wants to go to the mine near the inventor. I think it's a mine north of Westford Knot. That's one. Yeah, any inventor cargo, send it to there. Only the inventor. Everything else for Westford Knot or anything past Westford Knot, yes, you can send it over to there if you want to. Yes, container to West Fort Knott, and the inventor can go on the container to the mine north of West Fort Knott. Yep, all this black cargo we have for the Northern Environmental Observatory, that main, sorry, not main order, the standard order. Make sure you keep that with you because we're going to deliver that in person in a second. That's it. Once done, yes, take your time, guys. Don't make a mistake. I think I do make a bit of a mistake later. I leave one piece for West Fort Knott, a piece of a standard order cargo. I leave it somewhere, and I didn't realise, and then I had to go back in another video to grab it, which you'll see me doing. I do manage to fully rank up a prep at the same time. It's not all a lost cause, but yeah, I did forget a piece of cargo. Right, it's going to put all these in a private locker. Even more have appeared now. And then I want any lost cargo for the Northern Observatory, and of course that standard order, valuable antiques. Yes, make sure you've got a standard order with you. Like I say, any lost cargo for them, or as well any lost cargo perhaps for the animal shelter or the architect maybe. Yeah, I've just sent my DHV there ready for me for later. Right, let's make our way there, guys, to the Northern Observatory. So yes, all we're going to do once we get here, we're going to deliver this order, then warp to the government base, and then fully upgrade the ceramics mine near the government base. We are going to have to take the truck, because yeah, a zip line is all well and good, but the problem is if you go on a zip line, you can't take much cargo. And I'm going to craft a lot of ceramics. I'm going to craft 3 lots of ceramics. Well, there's probably going to be 1 lot there already. I'm going to craft 2 more, I think. But you can't really craft any more because you can't even fit all that on the truck. Yeah, you wouldn't have space on the truck even. Yeah, but we're all going to end up probably with probably about 4,000 ceramics altogether, so it's not bad. You know, a good little collection there for the DHV stock. Yeah, when you upgrade the ceramics mine, to begin with, it will craft 960. I think it's 960 when you mine for the first time. But at upgrade level 2, yes, at upgrade level 2, it will craft 1,200, I think, and then at level 3, it will craft 1,600. So it's almost double, not quite, a few hundred off, but it's close. But it's the same cost, but you get a lot more, so that's why I want to bring it, that's why I want to upgrade it. Yes, and on the way to the Northern Observatory, of course, you can see me grabbing a bit of cargo. Yeah, it's mainly for F2, but we can place it in the shared locker here, sorry, not shared locker, private locker, ready for later. You know, as we make our trips all over the place when the grinding comes. We'll probably do a trip a bit earlier than that anyway. Yeah, of course, always watch yourself when you're going over these little hills, guys. It's very easy to damage your cargo. Some of the vehicles, they do have like a device you can put on the side, an attachment. It's anti-gravity or something like that, where it kind of stabilises you when you're going over like bumps. I think that makes it so it's harder to damage your cargo when you're driving. You know, it takes some of the impact, kind of like shock absorber type things. But I think it's called like anti-gravity attachment, something like that. But yeah, I'm still yet to determine if that's exactly how it works, but I find sometimes when I'm driving a truck and it's got that attachment on the side, it seems to damage me less when I'm driving. But I'm not sure if that's just coincidence or not, something I need to keep an eye on. Right, so back on the DH3, we're going to see if there's anything for Northern Observatory. You can also, if you want to, yes, there's quite a lot of cargo there for them. Yeah, you could take out any cargo for the architect, because we are going to be dropping by here later on the way to the architect. Yeah, that's probably like about 3 videos from now. Yeah, I mean, I just took it for the Northern Observatory. I think when I was recording this part, I didn't realise what we're going to be doing 3 or 4 videos from now. But yes, we do come back past him, this guy later, on our way to the architect. Right, so let's deliver this standard order and all this lost cargo. Yeah, Paco. Does he keep saying Paco? Is that bloody hat I've got on? Just thinking now, is that because of the hat? Or is that something he just normally says sometimes? I have to change my hat actually to see if that's what's making him say it all the time.
Order completed. Well done.
Right, yes, we are going to be warping, so you don't really want to be taking anything with you. You can check if there's something good in the share locker, and if there is, a drop in the private locker for later. Yeah, like that. Okay, so yes, on to the DHV guys, and let's warp to the government base. Let's go and upgrade that ceramics mine. Yeah, ceramics is probably the thing you're always going to be short of. Yeah, the big ceramic mine comes a lot later in the story. I mean, you've kind of got a big metal mine already, special alloys and resin. Ceramics is one we still need to get. We've just got a small mine near government base. So yes, warp over here guys to government base. Yes, you want to take a truck, because if you don't, you're not going to have enough for all these ceramics we're going to take out. Yes, take a truck if you try to take your sticky cannons if you want, just so you can collect cargo a bit easier along the way, just in case you come across any good lost cargo. Yeah, when we get to, I think it's F4, is it F4? East Fort Knot. Yeah, when we get to East Fort Knot, a bit later in the story, when you bring them up to star rank level 2, it unlocks the ability to upgrade roads to level 2, which sounds really good because it increases their speed, and it also gives them like a little shelter guys to protect against timefall. But the problem is, it costs a lot to upgrade level 2. So, I mean, hopefully it's somewhere where other characters might, other porters might upgrade it for you. And by the way, yes, the materials we need now, the materials we need to fully upgrade this mine coming up, you want 3,240 special alloys. Yeah, so that's what you need to take out from your truck, guys. 3,240 special alloys. Yes, take all them out from your truck. That's what you're going to need for the upgrade. Yes, and then because government base is nearby, I've just checked if there's any lost cargo for him, and I'm going to deliver it.
Order completed. Well done.
If there's any for the lone commander, you can also drop that off here if you want to. Yeah, upgrading the roads to level 2. I mean, I've not looked at a lot, or I've not even checked to see, if you progress the story a bit more, if other players can upgrade them for you. I'm sure they can. But it still costs like 700 ceramics, and it's ceramics, and I can't remember if it's chemicals or special alloys, but it's definitely ceramics. So yeah, to upgrade a road to level 2, you need ceramics and something else. It's not metals no more, but it's still ceramics, and of course, because ceramics are the hardest kind of material to come by at this point, yeah, so it's not really practical to upgrade level 2 yet. But we'll see, maybe it's something we can think about at the end of the story. But it's taken a long time to craft all these roads. Can you imagine stopping along all the roads to upgrade them to level 2? All that stopping you'd have to do. Yeah, it's a shame they've not made it cost a bit cheaper to upgrade them, or just done it some other way. Yes, I'm using the road, of course, because I know I can take the road without any drama.
Thanks for the help.
Yes, and my ceramic mine. Yeah, you might grab a few materials along the way. I think I just sucked up a chemicals, Paco. Right, so here we go. Yeah, so to get it up to level 2, I think it's 1,080. Is my memory serving me right? Yeah, I think it's 1,080 get to upgrade level 2. Yeah, you probably already got some there in the private locker. Yeah, you can check the share locker as well. Yes, that's level 2. Increased yield and increased durability. And then level 3, I think it's 2,160, I think, something like that. Yes, and again, increased yield and increased durability. That's it, so fully upgraded it, guys. So now it's going to cost the same, but you're going to get 1,600 ceramics back, which is nice. So I'm also going to craft 2 more lots. So I had a bunch in there already, which I took out. I'm going to craft 2 more lots. Be careful you don't craft too much, like I say, you will not have enough space. You can always make a few trips if you want to. Or take the truck there and use the zip line to come back and get the rest. Right, let's stop all that in the truck. So yeah, we've got a good amount there. What I've got together, probably about 3,000 or 4,000. With them ones that I already put in the truck. Right, nice. We've got a bit of stock. Got a bit of stock back in terms of ceramics. So now we're going to drive back. Yeah, drive back and drop it off. Yeah, if you see any lost cargo for Line Commander on the way, you can grab it if you want to. We're not going to Line Commander yet. At the moment, there's only kind of like small orders going over to him. But if you wait till later on, you have big orders. And can get like a few thousand likes just from one order. But yeah, at the moment, most of your orders going to Line Commander are quite small. You won't get many likes. Unless, of course, you take out some of the enemies. There are a load of watchers near Lone Commander, so it's a good opportunity for it, but the problem is, at the moment, they take too long to kill. The watcher BTs. The Gazer are the easier ones, of course, because of strands. You can just stealth kill them. But yeah, the watchers are a lot more difficult to kill. And I don't think you can stealth kill them. I have tried stealth kill a watcher. Yeah, I don't think you can. Because there's no strand on them, so there's nothing to cut. Yeah, that's why you can't stealth kill the watchers, but you can the Gazers. It's all to do with the strand. So I've no idea why this guy is so close to my DHV. Or 2 of them. Or it's one of Porter. Yeah, so into DHV, like I say, if you did get any lost cargo for the Lone Commander, you can drop it off. I'm just going to put my truck in here first. I'll see if there's any more cargo for them in the share locker. Then I'll go and drop it all off and then come back, guys. Yeah, so shared locker. Nope, absolutely nothing in there. Yeah, but I've had like 30 items in my shared locker in terms of lost cargo. But on this account, I'm not getting hardly anything in there. Yeah, I really don't know why. Hopefully, I do realise, or I do, something does click at some point, or I notice something like quite drastic happens, and it kind of really highlights how it kind of works a little bit. It seems like some kind of limits me at the moment. Like, I can only have a certain amount of shared cargo in the world. But I don't know. You know what I say to that? Peko, peko. Right, good day. Good day, Governor. Right, I've got some lost cargo for you. What are you buying? Here you go, chap. Yep, some there for the music guy. So yeah, Lone Commander. Take all that, guys. Leave it in the private locker. But then, yeah, any for the Governor, we can just deliver it now or later. But yeah, leave all that in the private locker. Back on your DHV. Yeah, so I've got all my ceramics in here. Lovely. Yeah, I'm going to put all them in the private locker. Just take out my bikes. I think I might need that next. Yeah, then it'll put my truck automatically away and deposit all that cargo into a private locker. Right, yeah, so next, guys, we're going to be warping back over to the Pizza Chef, because we're going to start doing the Pizza Chef missions now. So warp to the Pizza Chef ready for the next part, guys. And continue from here on part 20. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.